Hava Nashira, Hava Nashira, Hava Nashira, oh. Hava Nashira, Hava Nashira, Hava Nashira, oh. Come let us sing, come let us sing, come let us sing, Hava Nashira. Come let us sing, come let us sing, come let us sing, Hava Nashira.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm Rabbi Barry Silver with Congregation L'Dor Va-Dor. It's a great pleasure to welcome you to our happy hour, a time when we receive inspiration from our tradition, our heritage, and the great wonders that science reveals to us today. We started out with some flowers, a natural setting. That is because nature is the best evidence that there's a power greater than ourselves, power that's wondrous and awesome and functioning at all times. Our ancestors believed that there was someone up in the sky, a mythological figure, who was making sure that every blade of grass would grow just right, that every ray of sun would be emitted towards the earth, and that every wing of every bird would be fluttering just right and controlling all of nature. Today we know that something even far more spectacular and amazing is happening. Laws of nature, physical laws, not the laws of the supreme deity, but the laws of nature and of physics and of the cosmos are functioning at all times so that we can live and that miracles happen every day. As Einstein said, we can look at nature as if everything is a miracle or nothing is a miracle. And we Jews, we believe it's all a miracle. And Einstein thought so as well. And so we start off today on this Shabbat celebrating creation, the magnificence of creation. And I'd like to share with you a quote by Albert Einstein as we begin this Shabbat celebration. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. He to whom the emotion is a stranger, who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe, is as good as dead. His eyes are closed, a snuffed out candle. The insight into the mystery of life, coupled though it be with fear, has also given rise to religion. To know that what is impenetrable to us really exists, manifesting itself as the highest wisdom and the most radiant beauty, which our dull faculties can comprehend only in their most primitive forms. This knowledge, this feeling, is at the center of true religious experience. And now, in order that our candle not be snuffed out, we light the Shabbat candles, 2 of them, because one of them celebrates the light of love and the other, the great light of reason that guides our way.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is with great pleasure that I am lighting these candles tonight, as the candlesticks were given to me by my grandmother. And so, come let us welcome Shabbat and give thanks for its light. May our homes shine with the lights of Shabbat and our hearts glow with Shabbat joy this week and every week. We welcome Shabbat and give thanks for its light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu b'chai l'pnei Shabbat. May we be blessed with Shabbat joy. May we be blessed with Shabbat peace. And may we be blessed with Shabbat life. Shabbat Shalom. everyone.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu להדליק נר של
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon, hinchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit. Ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh, zecher litziat mitzrayim, ki vanu vacharta, ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. When we hear one another, there will be peace in the world. When we understand one another, there will be peace in the world. When we love one another, there will be peace in the world. There will be peace in the world. When we work with one another, there will be peace in the world. Shalom, see the beauty in everyone. We believe that peace can be, that we're children of one family. At Congregation L'Dor Va-Dor, we practice something called cosmic Judaism.
It's a merger of the greatest revelations in human history, the great revelations of science, as well as the great revelations of religion. As Einstein said, science without religion is lame, and religion without science is blind. He also said, the religion of the future will be a cosmic religion. Well, I was born the year after Einstein, and we're now living in his future. And it's about time that we finally merge science and religion so that our spiritual quest can be guided by reason. Let me share with you, before we enter into some more prayers in the service, the words of the great, great scientist and someone who is a role model and an idol for so many of us, Carl Sagan of blessed memory. In some respects, science has far surpassed religion in delivering awe. How is it that hardly any major religion has looked at science and concluded, this is better than we thought? The universe is much bigger than our prophets said, grander, more subtle, more elegant. God must be even greater than we dreamed. Instead, they say, no, no, no. My God is a little God, and I want him to stay that way. A religion, old or new, that stressed the magnificence of the universe, as revealed by modern science, might be able to draw forth reserves of reverence and awe hardly tapped by the conventional faiths. Sooner or later, such a religion will emerge. We say, let's make it sooner. Now let's spend a few moments in some of the traditional prayers understood in modern terms.
Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu et Adonai, Baruch Hu et Adonai, Hamivorach, Hamivorach. Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu et Adonai, Baruch Hu et Adonai, Hamivorach, Hamivorach. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach, Baruch Adonai Hamvorach, Le'olam, Le'olam, Amen. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach, Baruch Adonai Hamvorach, Le'olam, Le'olam, Amen.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברתם בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ושוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידך, ויהיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, ייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
La 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 la. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילה אוסף אלה, נורא תהילה אוסף אלה. Who is like you among the powerful? Who is like you beaming holiness? Nora Tehillah, Osefele, awesome in praises, doing wondrous things. La 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 la.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון. אומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרה שרה. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יעלו בסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. We're now going to enter into a few moments of silent meditation. You know, all these beautiful words and inspiration and music and our heritage, it all doesn't mean anything unless it does something magnificent that we can all accomplish to transform our lives into who we are today, into who we could be tomorrow if we lived up to our full potential. Silent meditation gives us an opportunity to translate all these beautiful sentiments that we've heard into our daily lives and internalize them so that we can make them our own and use them as a positive influence to change for the better. If we do this guided by reason, then our religious, spiritual inquiry, our quest for life will be enhanced. And so before we enter into silent meditation, I'd like to share with you these inspiring words from Thomas Jefferson. Fix reason firmly in her seat and call to her tribunal every fact, every opinion. Question with boldness even the existence of God, because if there be one, he must more approve of the homage of reason than that of blindfolded fear. Let us use this homage to reason and the inspiration of our prophets who dreamed of a world of peace and justice and love to guide our few moments of silent meditation.
מי שברך אבותינו, מי שברך אמותינו, הוא יברך את החולים. מי שברך אבותינו, מי שברך אמותינו, הוא יברך את החולים. וישלח להם מהרה רפואה, רפואה שלמה מן השמיים, רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף, ונאמר אמן. מי שברך אבותינו, מי שברך אמותינו, הוא יברך את החולים.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. I reach out to you, Holy One, as my heart longs for peace. Guide my words and my deeds. Bring me closer to your love. Oh, say shalom במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. הוא עושה שלום במרומיו, make peace for all Israel. I reach out to you, Holy One, as my heart longs for peace. Guide my words and my deeds. Bring me closer to your love. Oh, say shalom במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, make peace for all Israel.
My friends, now it's time to read from the Torah. Modern Jews cherish the Torah not because it was written by an infallible God, but rather because it was written by fallible people in search of godliness, in search of God, trying to find out how can we make this world better? How can we seek perfection in the world around us and in ourselves? Fallible human beings trying to overcome in order to fulfill a vision that the Jewish people had of a world of peace and justice and love. Their vision is our vision. We cherish the Torah because they were willing to lay down their lives and undergo great horrors and vicissitudes in order to try to work towards the day when that vision would become a reality. We always precede the Torah reading with a blessing. Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach. Baruch Adonai hamavorach leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Vayomru banu el ha'aretz asher shalachtanu v'gam zavat chalav u'davash. The spies came back, the scouts returned, and they said, yes, we have returned from that land to which you have sent us. And indeed, it is a land flowing with milk and honey. V'zeh priyah, and here are some of its fruits. Efes ki oz ha'am hayashev ba'aretz v'ha'achim v'tzuchot gedolot me'od. But the people who live in that land are very, very powerful, and their walls, their fortresses are impenetrable. They are huge. V'gam yelidei ha'anak ha'inu sham. We actually saw the children of Anak, the legendary giants, living in that land. Amalek yoshev ba'aretz. Amalek is living in the land. HaNegev in the Negev. V'hachiti v'hayevusi v'ha'emori yoshev v'ha'kanaani yoshev al hayam. And the Hittites, the Jebusites, the Amorites, they're living in the mountain areas. And the Canaanites, they're dwelling by the sea. V'al yad ha'yalden, and near the Jordan. Yahas Kalev et ha'am el Moshe v'yomer. But Caleb tried to calm the people down from this dire prognostication. And Caleb said, Alona alot v'yorashnu ota ki yachol nuchalah. He said, we should go up to that land because we shall overcome. The ha'anashim asher lanu imo amru lo nuchal la'alot el ha'am ki chazaku mimenu. But the other 10 scouts said, no, they're wrong. We cannot overcome these people. They are too powerful for us. V'yetzu dibat ha'aretz asher tahu ota el b'nei Yisrael. And a horrible message and report went out and was spread among the people of Israel about that land that they had reconnoitered. Ochelet yoshveha hi v'chol ha'am asher ha'inu b'tocha anshe midot. That land consumes its inhabitants, and the people we saw were people of great stature. V'sham ha'inu et ha'nefilim b'nei anak min ha'nefilim b'nehi b'enenu k'chagagim v'chen ha'inu b'enehem. Yes, we saw those legendary giants living in the land, and when they looked upon us, we must have seemed like grasshoppers, because we seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes. My friends, what is this telling us? It's telling us that when we let our fears get away from us, we imagine that we are powerless. And when we see ourselves as powerless in our own eyes, then there's no way we can accomplish our goals. The blessing after the Torah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chai olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Etz chaimi lamachazikim ba betom chet ha'meushar derachea darchei Noah bechol netivotea Shalom Hashivenu Adonai Eilecha V'nashuva Chadesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu
There was once an engineer, a politician, and a doctor, and they were arguing about which was the first profession to be mentioned in the Bible. The doctor said it must have been medicine, because it said that God took a rib out of Adam and created a woman. The engineer said, no, no, no. It said that God engineered order out of chaos. The politician spoke up and said, where do you think he got the chaos? Yes, we've seen so much chaos now from political leaders who are totally clueless or beholden to special interests. The chaos of rampant gun violence throughout America because many politicians care more about the NRA than they do about the lives of our children. We've seen the chaos of climate change from clueless leaders who deny the obvious and are beholden to oil and gas industry for their money and their campaign contributions. We've seen the chaos of politicians who actually support and even participate in an insurrection against the government of the United States. These are terrible things that we must correct them. But you know, the Bible also has many other firsts. I don't know if you're aware of this, but tennis was first mentioned in the Bible when it said that Joseph served in Pharaoh's court. Of course, there was also baseball mentioned when it says in the book of Genesis that in the big inning, God created heaven and earth and he rested on the seventh day. And in baseball, of course, they rest on the seventh inning. There's even a first reference to beer in the Bible. Where do you find that? In Hebrews 1. But scouting, would you believe that scouting is also mentioned for the first time in the Bible? Ah, yes, there's a reference in the Torah passage that we read today. Moses sends out 12 spies, 12 scouts to scout out, to reconnoiter the land. And scouting today is still very popular and leads many of our young people to lives of integrity and valor and contributing to making the world a better place. But there was once a scout who showed up late to the troop meeting. And they said, why were you late? He said, I was helping a little old lady to cross the street. And the leader said, yeah, but why did it take so long? He said, well, she didn't want to go across the street. My friends, we see this today in so many arrogant, self-righteous people who are trying to lead us over to another place across the street, to their side of the street. And they're telling us that we should go with them. They don't even bother asking, do you want to go? Do you have a religion of your own? Do you have your own ideas and philosophies? What are the particular circumstances? No, no, no. Abortion will be illegal for everyone because that is our view, and we're going to impose it on all of you. Now, this is an arrogant position. In legal terms, they call it chutzpah. Why is it chutzpah? Because you have people who are fundamentalist Christians who don't even know their own Bible. Their Bible is pro-choice. Jesus never said a word about abortion. Jewish scripture never said a word about it. There were laws in the surrounding cultures that outlawed abortion, but they didn't see fit to comment at all. And so people who claim to believe in Jesus, who don't have any idea what he was all about, they posthumously commit identity theft against him by putting words into his mouth that he never had. The Jewish scripture and Christian scripture are both identical in saying that human life does not begin at conception. That's a misconception. They say it begins at birth. And there's no restriction whatsoever on abortion. They are just imposing their man-made laws on the rest of us. Now, you know, if some Christians want to take Jewish scripture and change its meaning, and even turn it on its head, if they want to say instead of God is one, as the Jews say, God is actually three, if they want to say that God created the world and us in an image of evil, that human beings are born evil, when Jews believe we're born good, if they want to say that if you don't pay attention and follow all the rules, you're going to burn forever in eternal torment. Well, Jews have no such concept whatsoever. And they envision this kind of vicious, malicious, pernicious God who's going to burn everyone forever because they dare to disagree with him. If they want to change a God of love into that, that's their right. But for them to take this perversion of the Bible and then force it back by using their influence with the government to inflict the rest of us, Jews and everybody else, with their misinterpretation of the Torah on us, the people who wrote it, the people who can actually read the Torah in the original language without using a translation, then they've gone too far. And then we've got to fight back. The people who are trying to impose their religious views about abortion on the rest of us, they're trying to dismantle the wall of separation between church and state that was enshrined into our Constitution and Declaration of Independence and into the laws of the United States by founding fathers who saw the horrors that happened when that wall collapses, who saw what happened in Europe when the power of the government and of religion, especially fundamentalist conservative Christian religion, were merged. They saw the horrors of the Inquisition, the Crusades, the pogroms, the countless wars, the irrational thinking that wanted to put to death people like Galileo and Copernicus, who made them afraid to even speak out about the truths of science. They saw those horrors and they didn't want it. But we have people today who want to take us back to those dark days. Yes, they want us to cross the street with them over into an area that we thought we had left a long time ago, where the government was corrupted by religion. And we say that no, we're not going back to those days. They want to tell us that human life begins not at birth, which the traditions teach. And by the way, as a modern Jew, I don't follow the Torah literally. I don't, but they claim to do it. And if they're claiming to do it, then what they're doing is wrong. But the Torah says that life begins at birth. And for them to say that from the moment of conception, this is a fully developed human being, that is as ridiculous as saying that an acorn is the same as an oak tree. And if you step on an acorn, it's like you just chopped down a tree. It's as ridiculous as saying that when you eat scrambled eggs, you're really eating fried chicken. It's as ridiculous as saying that if you burn the blueprints of a house, you just committed arson. A fertilized egg is a blueprint of what a human being could be, its potential life. It doesn't hear, it doesn't think, it doesn't see, it doesn't do anything like a human being does. It's a potential human life and should be regarded as such. In traditional Judaism, and in modern Judaism, and the Orthodox, and the Reform, and everybody in between, we believe that if it ever comes down to a choice between a fetus and a mother, the mother wins every time. We respect the life of the mother. They're the ones who give up their security, their health, in order to bear a child. This is something that is risky business. Many women have died doing it. How dare the government tell them when they have to become a parent? Parenthood, becoming a parent, out of choice and out of love, is the greatest blessing. But when it is imposed upon us by judicial fiat, it becomes a curse, especially if a pregnancy is the result of rape or incest, and it's going to create horrific trauma for the woman to have to bear the child of their rapist. The government says, we don't care. It doesn't matter. We'll tell you when you should become a parent. These people who follow the Torah and the Christian scripture literally, these people are very dangerous. And they believe that myths of the Torah are true. As a result, they are myth-led, myth-guided, myth-informed, mythogynistic, and they myth the boat when it comes to knowing what is really going on. And so that's why we have led a fight in Florida and throughout the country to try to protect a woman's right to choose. And we do so because of the right of privacy enshrined into Florida's Constitution, but we also do so because the Constitution of the United States and Florida says the government shall not establish any religion or prohibit the free exercise thereof. Therefore, we join with Christians and Jews and others throughout the world and throughout the country in order to protect the right to choose. This Torah reading inspires us. What happened in the reading? You had 10 spies come back and say, we can never take this land. It's too far. It's too difficult for us. The people are strong. The cities are well fortified. It's impossible. 2 scouts came back and said, Yahol nuchallah. We shall overcome. The 2 were proven right over the 10. That teaches the Jewish people that sometimes the majority is wrong. We know that because we've constantly been living in a majority population that believes all types of crazy stuff, especially about us and especially about religion. And so we know that the minority is very often right. We're not swayed by political power or lobbyists or numbers. We're swayed by the truth and by justice and by righteousness. And this motto, we shall overcome. Sadly, in the Torah, it was used to say that we should take by force land that didn't belong to them. We repudiate that. But we learn from the Torah the lesson that if you have a good idea and you're willing to fight for it, even though most people think it can't happen, Yahonuchallah, we shall overcome. That became the rallying cry for Martin Luther King and for freedom fighters everywhere. So in this struggle today, when we're trying to vindicate a woman's right to choose, when we're trying to protect our planet, we tell the pro-life people, don't call yourself pro-life anymore. You should refer to yourselves as pro-lie. It's a lie that you care about life. If you cared about life, you would join us and fight for universal health care, the end of gun violence by outlawing all these horrific weapons of mass murder. You would call for the government to not force women to bear children against their will and bring more children into an overcrowded world, but you would respect their right and respect the lives of women, which are jeopardized if we go back to the pre-Roe v. Wade days. Yes, we do care about the fetus. And the fetus that we're really concerned about are the millions of people throughout the world who are saying, feed us, feed us. We have no food, we have no resources. Let us all join together, Jews and Christians and atheists and Hindus and Muslims. Let us all join together to create a better world for the people who are here. And not just for the people. Let us strive to create a better world dreamed of by our prophets, where the lion and the lamb were together. A world of peace and justice for all creatures with whom we share this planet. Shabbat Shalom.
Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom, L'Shalom. V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'chaim. Ufros aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha, Ufros aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha. You shelter us beneath ozone, O Adonai, through miracles that now are known. You protect earth and sky to keep us safe throughout the night. Earth's heavenly atmosphere blocks cosmic rays, but lets in light so life can
Sabeach L'Adon HaKol, Atek Gedulah B'Notzer Bereshit, Shelo Asanu K'yoyeh Haratzon, V'lo Samanu K'mishpachot Adama, Shelo Sam Elkeinu Kahem, V'gor Aleinu K'chol Hamona, Ve'anachnu Korin U'mishtachavim U'modim Lifnei Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu V'ne'emar V'haya Adonai HaMelech Al Kol Haaretz Hayom Hahu Yeh Adonai Echad U'Shemo Echad.
We now have the reading of the Kaddish. We read the Kaddish in order to celebrate the lives of our loved ones and to allow their wonderful inspiration to be channeled through us so that they may continue to bring blessings upon this world. Let us remember the joy that they shared with us and the love, and let their love inspire us to acts of kindness as we recite the Kaddish, not only in their memory, but also in memory of the victims of gun violence, in memory of the victims of the horrific war in Ukraine, in memory of women who died before the days of Roe v. Wade, trying to seek an abortion in any way they could. Let their memory motivate us to make sure that we never ever return to those terrible, horrible days of the past. Yiskedal v'yiskadash merabah, v'yomad yivach roseh v'yonich ma'achoseh, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayedu chol beis Yisrael, v'agalav izman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shemer Abba mivarach le'olam olmei omaya, yisbarach v'yistabach v'yispoar v'yischomam v'yisnaseh, v'yisadar v'yisalev v'yisalal shemer krasha b'richu, le'elah minkor b'chasa v'shirasa, tushbechasa v'nechamasa, Dam Yachon v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlom harabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'yachol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav, v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'yachol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the source of peace and comfort bring peace and comfort to all who mourn. And may we be that source of peace and comfort for those who mourn. And let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, one and all. I'm Sharon Leibovitz and proud to represent L'Dor Va-Dor to you. We're thrilled to have you with us for this Shabbat. We hope that you're enjoying our unique brand of Judaism, one that provides a rational and exciting interpretation of our religion based on intellect, reason, and science, one that we can all relate to while maintaining our beautiful traditions and values. We're a community that is standing up and speaking out on issues that affect us all in today's world. We welcome you to join with L'Dor Va-Dor in building the Judaism of tomorrow today. We will now share some of our upcoming events with you so you may choose to join in and participate. We study Torah each Tuesday evening on Zoom at 7 p.m. with Rabbi Barry Silver. Join with us to gain some valuable insights about the Torah and more. We'll have a wild debate live at the Mariposa Senior Living Center on Wednesday, June 29th at 1 p.m. The speakers will be Rabbi Barry Silver and Alan Bergstein, and you're in for a real treat. We meet weekly at the Mariposa each Friday evening at 7:30 p.m. to celebrate Shabbat in a rational and musical way. We hope to see you there. Our service for Friday, July 1st, will also welcome and celebrate all those with July birthdays and anniversaries. So we hope you'll come. We invite you to continue this joyous Shabbat tonight at our Zoom and Schmooze at 8 p.m., where we can share simchas and news together on Zoom. We invite you to learn more about L'Dor Va-Dor from our website, with our online calendar of events, from our YouTube channel where previous programming is available to be viewed, from our Facebook page and our emailed newsletters. Stay in the know with L'Dor Va-Dor. We encourage you to share L'Dor Va-Dor with others and spread the good word about us. We thank Rabbi Barry Silver, Cantor Carol Garrett, and Cantorial spiritual leader Andrew Susman for creating the segments for tonight's Shabbat celebration. We wish you all a peaceful Shabbat with love from L'Dor Va-Dor. Shabbat Shalom.
Yivorecha Adonai v'yishmorecha. May you be blessed and protected on your journey through life. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of love and reason shine upon you and be emitted from you always. Yisar Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the power of love lift you up to bring out the best version of yourself this world has ever seen. Let us also remember the inspiring words from this Torah passage that inspired Martin Luther King and a whole civil rights movement and freedom fighters everywhere. Yaholnu hala, we shall overcome. When people tell you that the political parties of the United States are always going to be fighting, always at each other's throats, always bringing about destruction, instead of helping to make this world a better place, let us say, Yaholnu hala, we shall overcome. When people say, oh, this is terrible, climate change is impossible, there's no way we can deal with it, it's just going to be something that's going to devastate us, let us remember, if we work together and we're inspired, and we truly care about this planet, are willing to fight for it, Yaholnu hala, we shall overcome. When it comes to trying to protect a woman's right to choose, and people think this is horrible, Roe v. Wade is going to be a thing of the past, the forces of evil are going to dominate. Remember, Yaholnu hala, if we all work together for a good cause, and if we keep our sense of humor and our sense of perspective, we shall overcome. And when it comes to creating a world dreamed of by the prophets, and so-called rational, cynical people say, that's ridiculous, it'll never happen. Let us remember the words of Herzl in Tirtzu and Zo'agadah, when he predicted the return of the Jewish people to the Holy Land. If you will it, it's no dream. And let us remember the words of those two intrepid scouts. Yaholnu hala. When it comes to creating a better world of peace and justice and harmony, we shall overcome. Shabbat Shalom.
We've been traveling far for thousands of years, led by a six-pointed star. Free, now at last we are free to celebrate Shabbat with our family. Everywhere in every shul, Shabbat across America, in search of our souls renewed. Shabbat's coming to America. Home now becomes a sacred place, as our families we embrace. Sabbath lights turning warm, from Orthodox to Reform, our prophets' dreams don't seem so far away, as we envision a brand new day, where all conflict will cease, and the world is at peace. Synagogues across the land, Shabbat's coming to America. A time to learn and understand. Shabbat across America. Got a dream we've come to share. Shabbat across America. Of a world that's just and fair. Shabbat across America. 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 DJ. 2, 3. To play. To sing. Toda. Our prophets speak to me, sweet words of harmony, of peace I sing. Our love we bring today. Toda, Tova, Torah.